This is the secret.
That might feel a little bit different. Differentiating your mind between how that feels and how you'd normally feel it with the ground. There you go. Never hit a draw, and it's the draw.
Baby draw. 5-yard draw.
Once we start to recognise these functional patterns, your body very quickly switches onto it, providing you keep repeating these exercises for a period of time so your nervous system can habitualise to it. Because your nervous system at the moment ain't going to let us go in where we want to go. Okay, so we've got to go in gently, we've got to just nurture things, start to challenge ourselves, and then we can start to gradually. I think of it as like a swimming pool. You're going in, starting in the shallow end, and we're going to be eventually in the deep end, diving for the brick, and we're going to be able to do whatever we want. At the minute, we're in the shallow end. What most people try and do on a driving range, they're trying to write checks they can't cash because they're going straight into deep end stuff straight away with a compromised recognition of what they're doing and a compromised essentially movement competency level. You're all capable guys, but at the minute our competency level, otherwise we won't be here, isn't where we want it to be. But we're able, and this is the frustrating thing, we're all, and we've seen today on the pressure plate, you've all got, I think it was Mark said, was it who said, I've got the notes, but was it Richard or was it one of, I've got all the notes, but you Richard, got it? I've got all the notes, but in the wrong order, and all the right notes, and that's exactly how it is. So there'll be patterns that you certainly recognise, but they all get, the missing bits skew everything. So what we're doing here is we're going to start to recognise this movement vocabulary that we possess. So we're going to start to explore that capability. We're then going to start to recognise how we can organise that in a pattern. So first of all, recognise your capability, then we're going to actualise it, and then with a golf club we can start to optimise it, and then we can regulate it. We have to go through this process. Most people just try and skip it and go straight to the end and then try and regulate something that they've not got any feel for, and then just take on more information. So we're going to strip it right back, and we're going to get on the balance pads in a second, doing these exercises and trying to apply these into your current golf swing and thinking, oh, he's told me to do this at this point, to this at this point. That's not going to work, that's going to make things worse. When you change one thing, we're changing everything. So we've got to be prepared for a complete adaptation. It's going to might look a bit similar, might feel very different. Some things you'll recognise, some things you won't. But we're going to have to go through this initial state of flux, bit of chaos, okay? And we're going to really take the nervous system into a place where we're stressing it, but I don't mean in a mental way. I mean in a physical way, where you're going to be basically off balance. Because remember, in a golf swing, you're on one leg or the other. You're very rarely 50-50. And I saw far too many swings today too close to 50-50. So there's already a predisposition in your nervous system not to challenge its dynamic balance unilaterally. So we need to start to challenge it unilaterally. We need to start to recognise the body needs to know the footprints there. It needs to know the ankles there, the knees there, the hips there. We've got to re-educate the body into knowing where it is in space and time. That's what these exercises do. And you don't think about this in any other way, shape or form in your life, and you're all going to do these exercises perfectly, okay? You're going to have no problem with them. And every exercise we do, by the way, and this is the big point, every exercise we do contains every movement you will ever need in any golf swing you ever make. So don't see these exercises as just being, oh, I'm just walking. It's like, it's an abstract version of your golf swing. We can pick out any of these movements, reconfigure them, and it'll look like a golf swing. So your golf swing is going to organise itself. We're just going to give the body the toolkit, and it will organise it through awareness and intention. And then as soon as you start to look at something and start to visualise and start to immerse yourself in that intention, the body will start to do its magic for you. And we're just going to let it happen. We've just run an amazing first GRF golf school with Mind Factor, with Carl Morris. One of the leading, it's been an amazing experience, one of the world's leading performance coaches, and at an amazing place, 2-day golf school. It's been fantastic at West Arts, hasn't it?
Yeah, great 2 days, wonderful location, incredible weather, a really good group. It's been a special couple of days.
And myself and the team, we're looking forward to the next couple of weeks because we're going to be coming out to Utah. GRF Golf's coming to America, and we're going to be in Utah at the Ledges at St. George at the end of June, first couple of weeks in July. We've got spaces available at our golf schools, and if you'd like to experience a GRF Golf School, we'd love to see you there to help transform your game. And it's something, Carl, you've seen firsthand over the last 2 days, isn't it?
Yeah, I've been involved in golf for an awful long time now, 30 odd years coaching at the sort of thick end of things. And I have to say the 2 days I've spent here with Marcus and his team, it's just blown me away. It's a fantastic, life-changing, golf-changing experience where you'll spend time with this guy and you'll explore elements of the game that you've perhaps not done before. But above anything else, what I think you'll get from coming for the school with Marcus is you'll get a sense of what could be truly possible with your golf in the future. To me, it's really exciting that you could put a lot of patterns that have held you back for so long, explore some of your ideas and really start to play a game that perhaps at the moment you could only dream of. It's a very, very special 2 days.
Thanks, Carl, that means so much. That's a ringing endorsement. Very, very excited to come out and share this with you guys. So if you're interested, follow all the links, you can book in. There's some spaces still available, so jump in quick, and we look forward to seeing you in Utah. So if I want to rotate my body and oppose a force that's going that way, I need to be able to do something like this. I need to do it with the other foot. So we're going to explore that now, where you take a wider stance, and now I want you to push one foot back. But I could just do this. That's okay, but if I want to get some real power, I need a counter move. Your backswing in your golf swing is not a backswing, it's a counter move for using your lead side. That's what a backswing's for, to use my left leg. So if I can do this, okay, suddenly as soon as we start to go into these exercises again, you're going to be performing them a bit more dynamically, but you're going to start to immerse yourself in it because it makes sense in terms of your golf swing. So we've got to feed that, at the moment we've got to feed that analytical, conscious mind. We've got to just appease it and let it know that it all makes sense. But what we're really doing is we're retraining the whole subconscious. So try this, guys. Wider stance this time, lead leg. I want you to counter rotate. See, that means you're turning away from the leg you're going to use. Watch this. So I'm loading my left leg and then I'm going to rip that left leg back. Ian, you do it, Ian. See? Right, who did that the same way as me?
I don't think anything.
No one. No, you don't have to do it the same as me. We're all going to do it our own way, but you probably looked at other people and thought he's not quite got that right. Okay, if you didn't, then that's you. It's a functional loading pattern. And notice my right leg, my trail leg is hardly, I'm hardly using it, look. Most of you are using this for support because at the minute the body's not comfortable, as I mentioned earlier, going from one leg to the other. This is why we saw you on the pressure plates too much 50-50. It's why you're struggling with low point. But when we saw Griff on the pressure plate, I did show Griff on one of the groups, it was like way over on the left side. I'm not saying you have to go that far, but you've got to be prepared to go that far in case you ever need it. You might not need to go to that extreme, but the body's got the ability to if it needs to, because when you're out on this golf course, these flies aren't flat. So imagine if you don't like going onto your right side, say, or you're stuck on your right side and you're on an uphill slope, you can't go left up the slope. You have a nightmare with uphill slopes. If you live life on your heels and suddenly the ball's below your feet, you're stuck because your body won't let you go, like it did with who didn't go onto there. It was Declan with his lead foot, his left forefoot. His nervous system doesn't recognise in a golf swing where his left forefoot is at the minute because it avoids it. It doesn't exist in his movement map at the minute. He's only using half of his left foot. Just go on the balance pads for me, Declan. This is how you retrain it really quick. Just go back and forth, toe to heel to toe, so he can use his toes. So it's there to be used. You all know this. in your own way, because that's why we get frustrated, because we're so capable of doing it, because we do it every now and again without realising. Go right onto your toes. Okay, now step back for me. Stand on your left leg. Okay, good. Now, can you just go back on your left leg like that? Yeah, perfect. So what part of his foot is he using to go back? He's using his toes. Because we've basically constrained it so his body's got to use his toes, and we know it's all right for him because we've just tested him, so he's all right. Okay, now hold your arms out like this, feet apart. Now, drop into your left leg like that, Declan. Just watch me. Don't look at your body. Look at me. Yes. Now, rip the carpet. Not bad. Okay, so left foot. Start again. Watch me. Just relax for a second. I line up. Left foot. Just push it back. Just your left foot. Push it back. Yeah. There you go. Good. So you can see where we need to go. By the way, we've all got these blind spots in our movement maps. What we're highlighting straight away is an absolute deterministic one, number top of the tree. We're going to get him to do it. Imagine, feet apart, Declan. Imagine you stood on a piece of paper and you're going to rip it straight down the middle in two. Yeah, the other way, this way.
Sorry.
You're going to use your left foot.
Oh, left.
There you go. But now use both feet. Right foot goes forward, left foot goes back to twist it, to snap, to grip it. Yeah, like this. I want you to all have a go on this. We're going to twist this counterclockwise. Okay?
Yeah.
You're going to have to work hard to twist it clockwise.
Counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise, sorry, yeah. Both feet. Imagine you stood on a big bottle top and you're trying to twist the bottle top anti-clockwise. Yeah. Yeah. Now, what did we also notice? We're going to get to all of you guys, don't worry. We also noticed Declan, his force plateaued. He couldn't unload. He didn't have a spike. Declan's played off 2 handicap. This guy can play, okay? But he's only using half of his body. So, what I want you to do, so your body doesn't know how to unload. So I want you to jump as you do it. The difference in your movements is going to be unreal. Wrong way. This guy's Declan, you're a fantastic right player. Just 1 second, stop for a second, because this is where you see this would be a downward spiral in practice session.
Yeah, yeah.
This guy's a 2 handicapper under the surface. So you're going to see a different man. Right. You're not going to get yourself out of this hole, just a sec. All you got to do is slide that one forward, this one back. But notice what I did, Declan. I jumped. I went down first and I popped.
Yeah.
So squat down first, and then no twisting, just squat. So you don't need to use all this.
Yeah.
You're using your feet.
Use the lower hand.
So just squat down, just bend down. Now jump up and 1 foot goes forward. That's it. There you go. Right, we've got something we can work with here. Good. Okay. That's not achieved. That's not success yet. Just because you've done it 2 or 3 times, I want you to be able to do it now. I want your right foot to go to the white. You don't have to go all the way, Declan. Left foot goes to purple, but I want you to go higher. I want you to go up onto your tiptoes and do it. Can you jump onto your tiptoes and push? So can we apply linear force through the forefoot? Not bad. One more. That right foot's got to get up onto your tiptoe. You're sliding too far. Just go up. Yes. Okay. It's all right.
Yeah.
Now just step back on the carpet and try and rip it using that. I'd drop first. Just bend down and twist and do what you need to do. Perfect. Yes. Now we've got torque and vertical. Different feeling?
Yeah. Fine using this side.
He can use his left side now, and he can use his toes.
Yeah.
We can start. Okay. You've got to self-profile before you start hitting golf balls. All of you had a golf club in your hand, and if I'd have left you to your own devices, probably half of that bucket would have gone before we even started. And the problem is, guys, is you're just graining the movement patterns that you saw Declan start with. And you're doing that to yourself. Declan, that was absolutely fantastic. What is hard to appreciate at the moment is how good that was. Right? So in my world, that's amazing. In your world, it's like, all right, I've just done that. That's the equivalent of going from shanks to hitting 150-yard draws in performance. I don't mean that's what it's going to do. I just mean relative to your movement. That's just now. We just saw him not being able to use his lead foot, not being able to create torque, not being able to unload, and he's just done it all in under 10 minutes. That's how genius the body is, and that is how fast you can adapt, because he won't go back. What I want you to do is go back. The guys who were on the, the guys who were on the balance pads, I want you to just do what Declan's done, and I want you to see if you can now, you've just seen what we did there, okay? When you are pushing this foot back, what you're trying to do is you're trying to imagine you're on that mat, and you're trying to twist it. Just try that for me where you are now. If you were on that mat, could you twist it? Now, can you do it with your right leg? Can you go the other way? There's a curveball. So let me show you. Let me show you. Yeah, that's good, Steve. Yeah. You're twisted.
Are you trying to turn or just go straight?
You don't even need. I mean, you don't really need this. You can be able to do so, but I'm letting you use this because you're all body drivers.
Or facing
No, Steve, that's a golf move. You can't
it?
cross your arms over your chest.
Oh. I'm trying to cheat here, isn't I?
What I'm doing is we're taking you back to infant. This is not judgmental. We're taking ourselves back into primary stage movement learning because we've got to find out our vocabulary and then rebuild. We've got high level IQ, but the movement IQ doesn't match your golfing kind of intelligence IQ.
Cheers.
If you throw that again, throw it higher. Go on, really throw it higher. Yeah, good. I want you to use your legs though. To really throw it high. There you go, look at that. Now everyone guys, this is where you've all looked at the performance. That video's filming, right? I'm saying this, timestamp it. Watch this video back at this moment in time, and every one of you was watching that balance pad, and you'll see me watching his movement and going, how good was that movement? I was looking at the form, and you were all distracted with performance. And I said that was amazing, and guess what? That got lost on him.
Yeah.
And he's just made an amazing movement, but how can he recognise that now in golf? Because he's distracted by what essentially would be the ball flight. Just throw it again. I want everyone to go through this.
Eyes closed or open?
Open this time, but can you rip the carpet to throw that? Okay, not bad. So this, can you really use? You can just use your left arm like a discus. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Now again, with what we're doing, and this is how you need to challenge yourself, right? These forces are way less than a golf swing. And look how disruptive his left ankle is. So we know his left ankle's part of an issue here. Have you ever damaged it?
Yeah, I have.
There you go.
Years ago.
Yeah. When I asked you that earlier, have you had any injuries? No matter how insignificant you think they are significant because it's a trauma to your body. No matter how small, you can break your finger and it changes how you walk. So it's significant. Don't discount anything that's ever happened to you affecting your movement, because it does. Okay, so we now know that we need to just build trust in that left side. Okay, so toe to heel, heel to toe. That might feel a little bit different. Might feel less challenging.
Yeah.
Okay, now roll your ankles from side to side. Knees straight. No swinging, Richard. Don't need your arms to move your ankles. Awesome. Guys, this is brilliant. Now, knee circles and let your knees track over your toes and then go back around and straighten your legs at the end. You know, like you felt this? You know, you felt your knees push the back of your, push the heels into the back of the shoe. You can use that on the balance pad. That's it, Mark. That's fantastic, Jim. Brilliant. Now notice how you're moving. It's a bit different on these. So now what we're going to do, we're going to stand up and just twist your hips. Cool. Okay. And that's how we never ever want to twist our hips again. Okay. So we twist our hips by walking first, just back and forth, toe to heel, heel to toe. And now use that to twist your belt buckle by pushing the hips back and forth. And that twists your belt buckle. So you're using your heel and you're using your toe and your heel. Push off your right toe to twist to the left. And push off your left toe to twist to the right. And let your belt buckle go, Mark. Really twist that belt buckle back and through. On the way back as well. Push off that left toe to twist it back. Now that's forward in a golf swing. We need to know our compass for movement. Can you imagine how the hell does the body know where we're going in a golf swing when we're all over a shot? And by the way, we're all like this. This is the self-realization bit. So, a bit more twisted of that. This is your power. If that's not twisting, you're going to have to twist something else. And you're going to twist this from the ground. Yes, Mark. That's it, Jim. Yes, Rick. Look at these moves. We need some music.
Actually dancing, that.
That's his ball. Look at his ballroom. That's his ballroom hips.
Ballroom dancing.
Ballroom hips there. Chart, chart, chart.
Okay, that's fine. Now step back off that onto the carpet or the floor, and now feel how you twist your hips from the ground. Does that feel different? Feel different?
Yeah. Going more sideways, more back and forwards.
That's fantastic. Keep going, Richard. Don't stop. Just watch Richard. What's he also doing now? What's his body wanting to do? Can anyone see? As a coach? Dropping and popping. He's starting to use vertical. He's starting to use flexion extension without even asking. Because his body's wanting to load its left hip to go left and right hip to go right. But there you go. And what's that going to do to his low point when he's moving in the golf swing? It's going to shift him forward. It's going to allow him to start to appreciate the vertical displacement of his low point. Now I want your arms to go back and forth like they're on train tracks like this. So what happens is you're rotating away from the arm that's swinging forward. So the upper arm is separating from the upper body. Elbows straight though, Richard. Let the arm swing, otherwise there's tension. It's like, so the notion of like swinging with a towel under your arm or something like that, it's kind of blocking out segments together and you create compound movements with no sequence. That's awesome. Now, bring in the walk in and the swinging of the arms together. Toe to heel, heel to toe, twist the pelvis, swing the arms. Try to look forward, not down at your body. Look forward and feel it. Take your tension away from your body. Nice. Now, step back onto the carpet and feel that rotation from the ground all the way through to swinging your shoulders. Look at that. Now let your weight transfer back when you twist back, through when you swing through. Different feeling. The guys who've not done it, jump on. you guys have just done it. Grab a golf club. Go out onto the grass, no ground contact. Swing a golf club now with just your right arm doing it. That's it. Yeah. Use left toe, twist you back, right toe, twist you through. Yes. Now, that's awesome. Step off and feel it. Differentiate in your mind between how that feels and how you'd normally feel it with the ground. Different feeling? In what way?
Just feeling the feet.
Feeling the feet. So now you take it with your left hand. If you all get this right, it'll be the first time ever. So I want you to, I'll put your right hand on your left bicep. You keep it close to your chest. Now watch me first before you attempt it. Right, swing it back, and now can you flick it with your elbow, and your forearm should point straight up to the sky. Now this arm, bear in mind, look, it's not gone past my left foot, look. The club has, but not. So we're like, people go, well, this is a flick, right? Well, yeah, of course it is, right? If I'm here, but what is this allowing me to do? Right, watch this. If I allow myself free range to move like this, watch, it allows me to rotate, and as soon as I rotate, look what happens. You get that? So this allows your pivot to function, and you've just trained your pivot. What your pivot needs is this, Richard. Yes, it needs that. The one thing everyone tries avoiding with impact bags and tension to try and control a release, when actually you need to let this thing freewheel, and just like any pivot action, it tensions itself from the axis, and then this lags.
So what's the thought? Should we ever put it
Yeah,
down?
whatever you want. That's something you can discuss with Carl, what you're recognising. But it needs to bend, guys. That elbow is designed for bending, not for being straight. Otherwise, guys, look, if this stays straight, right, I'm using my shoulder for what should be elbow motion, and basically this is called supination. So I should be using that.
Good, Steve.
Is that right?
Yeah, it is.
Brilliantly.
Does that feel different?
So instead of going out like an open door, it goes more up and slightly in front, and I can feel that wrist is really
Loaded.
flexed. Rather than sort of there and then lift, it goes sort of like diagonal and up there. But it feels like it's a bit more in front of me.
Out in front.
Out in front, and what's that doing to his club face, by the way? What's a extended lead trail wrist doing to his club face? What's that doing as opposed to that?
Opening it?
From that, no, it's that closes it.
Oh, right.
What ball flight?
Oh,
do you
yeah.
normally- What ball flight do you
Yeah.
normally hit?
I'd probably take it straight, butt draw maybe.
Okay.
But that's probably because we're coming from behind. But that feels like it's loaded in front. I'll just
Yeah.
go down and pressure it. Feels really good, that actually. Is that all right there?
Feels good. Yeah, that's mega.
Yeah, that feels different to when I'm playing it. It's nicer and got a better intention on that.
Yeah. So if you were a coach, and just show us that backswing, Jim, side on. Looks all right, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He's not got that backswing by thinking of that position. You've got to change your thinking. That you've got that perfect, whatever they call it. It's P4 shite. But he's got that by recognising what his wrist does, his elbow, and guess what? He goes, oh, I like that. And then he looked at it and he went, is this all right, Marcus? And I went, yeah, you don't need my confirmation, by the way. Steve, just do another swing. Notice Steve's movement from backswing to follow through. Now he can release it. Look at that.
Mirror image.
Yeah, and notice, guess what? Guess what?
Not bad with left hand.
How does that compare to when he threw the balance pad?
Compared to the
Show us your swing. He followed through like that when he was throwing the balance pad. We've reconfigured how he recognises motion to intention. And suddenly now he can free up his body and he can actually move like he does in normal life. This has got nothing to do with your golf swing technique.
and a divot.
And I didn't. Look at the smile.
That's all I long for.
We were in the
Awesome. You're gonna, and you said you slice it. You're gonna draw this. Okay, it's my mission. Okay, right. So just watch this. You're on it. So just take your right handed, yeah.
Yeah.
So take that away. Which you like. Naturally, what I like to do is rotate. So imagine you're going to bounce into the front. Yes. Rotate. Let that rotate. Now, this is not going to happen in a golf swing because you have your right hand attached to it.
Yeah.
Rotation. You've got to be prepared to let this happen. Right. Just do it a few times and bounce it off the floor. Good move. Bounce it. Just watch this, guys, because Steve never hit a draw before. Okay. Now, just take your grip with both hands. Have a shot.
Yeah.
There you go. Never hit a draw, and he's the draw.
Baby draw.
I'll give
5
you a
yard
point,
draw.
Do it again. You can call that, I'll give you a
How
point.
did that feel?
Yeah. Feels naturally fun.
Natural.
Like I didn't.
Could you do it? Could you do it again? Could you do it again?
Well, fine,
Never
Fine,
hit a draw.
right?
Never hit a
I'm a
draw
betting
in
man.
life, or a divot.
Nearly.
That's a draw. That's a push draw.
Push draw. Yeah. Yeah. Push draw.
That's how a draw should be. That's the pro side.
Right. It seems to.
I know it feels that way.
I suppose I'm getting any hit.
Yeah.
Feels strange.
It was a good shot. That's what it was.
Good with that one. Good with that. Maybe shank it.
Yeah, don't. Guys, you know when you were watching Steve earlier and you were all watching the balance pad, you're watching the golf ball, but be aware your focus should really be on the quality of your movement. Are you feeling, okay, movement that you associate with those exercises? If not, step back. But you're not in the same space that we are at the moment, in a training environment, okay? So you're getting distracted, and that's taking your eye off where the real learning is and what you've just been doing with your movement. What I should be seeing, ideally, I should be seeing a lot more use of this space. Okay, where you come back, not one person, okay, and we don't do it on purpose, but no one said, oh, can I borrow the balance pads again? Okay, we just spent an hour on these balance pads, and as soon as we put them away, it's like, oh, thank God he's got rid of them, I can go and hit some balls now. Right? But you're going to just go to the range to hit balls, because this is how you've trained yourself over years and years to go and buy 100 balls and go and whack them on a driving range. That's not, it's a version of learning, but it's probably not the best for where you are. Hitting golf balls at this moment in time is not going to improve you. Okay, until you get to a point where Steve got, where he can actually go and explore his ball flight now, and now there's value in him working with his ball flight because he's moving in a way that produces the ball flight is intended relative to what he's been stuck with all his life. But for the rest of us here, okay, you're still kind of immersed in what's happening out there and getting distracted and then grabbing another ball and thinking of something. I don't know what you're thinking of. Yes, it's probably something to do with the movement. But what I said earlier was it's doing, not thinking. Your body, just remember this out of everything, sensory input creates motor output. Okay.
What was it again?
Sensory input creates motor output. It's not verbalised. Your body doesn't need you to verbally tell it what to do to throw a ball. But you've been verbally telling yourself with a self-talk how to swing a club. And that's what you're doing when you're at a golf ball. It's self-talk driven. There ain't no sensory stuff going on. We've just spent an hour and a half of sensory input, and you're completely just throwing that out the window. So you actually don't realise you're self-sabotaging your performance. What would you suggest, Carl, in terms of a training kind of space for them to use to disassociate themselves from getting stuck with the ball?
Definitely moving location. You know, the minute you get back to the ball, it's into performance mode.
Yeah.
Step away from that, create another location.
Another little space
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. But I mean, what Marcus is alluding to is so important. It's the big difference for me between the thinking mind and the observing mind. But definitely changing location's key, I think.
Yeah.
And bringing in, so look, it's the child in us. What do children like to do?
Run before they can walk.
You what? Sorry.
Run before they can walk.
Yeah. But what do they like to do?
Experiment.
Play.
Play. Kids like to play. Now, if you actually ask a kid what he's doing or she, they're not. They call it play because we call it play, but they're not really playing. They're being deadly serious. They're actually role playing. When they're kid, when you ask a kid what he or she's doing, they're deadly serious, and it's all organised. Okay, it's organised play, and we see it. We just class that as play, but they're learning.
Yeah.
So they're in a playful state, absorbing and experimenting, but there's actually a system to what they're doing. Whatever they're playing, they're laying it all out. This is that dad, and this is that, and this is this granddad, and it's all whatever. And it's like, wow, there's something going on here. There's a storyline. So there's a narrative to what you're doing. So you've got to recognise what's the narrative you're setting for your practice, because that leads to the output, to the end. So it's a journey. So you're setting a system here. You're setting some structure, which is encouraging, okay, this level of performance, and you're building up and building up and building up to that final chapter or that end goal that you intended when you went to the driving range.
It's weird because I feel I'm lifting with no arc,
At the length.
Yeah.
and I'm then amazed when it goes correct.
Yeah.
It's going to, but I still come through to
Like it's as if the club is here instead of my normal there, and that what's the word? Yeah, that I've just gone.
But it's building.
Like,
where
you know,
we're-
an old woman, this kind of a swing, but it's fine.
Let me borrow your club a second if you don't mind. You're going to use the boards. If you find a board, just bring a board, find some space with the board. Now hold it on the sides and hold it close to your legs, and I want you to rock from side to side. Now watch how I'm rocking. Now a couple of you, so he's a pro at this because he's done it before. So just watch this, watch me guys, how I'm rocking. So that's a wrecking ball, okay? And this is just swinging it from side to side like a pendulum, pivoting from here. We're not doing that. We're shifting and then swinging. So there's a difference. It's a wrecking ball action. You shift and then swing. Now that's a fantastic example of it. Perfect demo. We need some new GRF coaches, Mark. You're passing the test here. Okay, so just do that again if you don't mind. Sorry. Where's he going as his arms swing back? Keep going. Where's he going? He's going in the opposite direction. If he's got a golf club in his hands, what's he doing? He's loading, he's dropping, he's setting himself up, he's got his low point forward. He can use everything he's just been training. You're creating opportunity all the time to use what you've been learning with the exercise. So just grab your golf club, Mark. That was fantastic. Now do the same thing. So the golf club just substitutes this now. The golf club is the wrist, just freewheel the club, and it's, yeah, look at that. Different feeling?
Yeah.
Only when you recognise you've done this right. Otherwise, it's wasting his time. Well done. And again, go in there quick while the feeling's there. Just trust your feelings. Don't hesitate. And again. Now, if they're good, but if he's catching the ground a little bit early, he could get across to his lead side a bit earlier. And now he's going to catch the ground later. So if you want to strike a good golf shot, this is the way to do it. If I stay too tall, I can't get there. If I move together, this is what most people do. This is where Mark was going. He stayed back here. Now, as I'm swinging down, how do I get that low point? It's almost, I've got to almost, this is what happens, I have to stay in flexion to get a strike. Because I'm moving with it. So the problem I've got now is I've got to somehow find the bottom of my swing. If I pop, I'm going to thin it, so I can't use I can't use my extension. I've got to stay in flexion and just try and hold it to strike. So this wrecking ball opens up now the ability, because remember, you're not rotating here, guys. It's frontal plane action. It's not transverse. This is transverse. That makes it even easier when you add rotation, because here, as soon as I bring a club in and use rotation, now it starts to look more recognisable.
I think that benefits me more than anything else at this moment in time.
Yeah.
We've probably all got our aspects that we need to work a little bit harder on. And I think it's good to hit.
Yeah.
It's really good to hit 3 balls. Go away, do a little rehearsal, and then step in and hit the balls.
Yeah.
Better way of practice.
What you've got to remember is nothing's working in isolation. So you're training in isolation with all these exercises, but then that's why you have to do a lot. You don't train. You don't just go to the gym and just train your bicep for 16 weeks and then work on your tricep. You do everything. And then as a whole, the system is more adaptable with an elevated level of performance, because you've trained it in all these areas, but you've trained it in isolation, and then the body organises these compound movements organically. And this is what these exercises are doing. We went through isolation and then integration, and that's what this is doing now. And now you're in a more elaborate state with your training, and now you're getting more performance based. But definitely a different feel, isn't it? And a different level of awareness, different level of understanding and structure to it. So we've got some purpose to what we're doing.
Yeah.